In this problem, I have a mass on an incline. It could be a movable ramp, I suppose. And I'm interested in how high do I have to tilt this thing to get the block to break loose. I have a coefficient of static friction of 0.6, and I don't know any numerical value for the mass, and it turns out I don't need it, so I'm hoping to illustrate that. So we'll get into our standard analysis. Force of gravity is mg. The angle right here between the force of gravity and the perpendicular axis is the same angle. I decompose the force of gravity into components. There's the perpendicular component. Again, there's your right angle. And that's going to be an mg cosine theta. And then I have a parallel component. Equal to the length of this side. And that's mg sine theta. And I have a normal force. There can be no acceleration perpendicular to the ramp, so the normal force is going to exactly cancel out the perpendicular component of gravity. It's kind of a funny end, so I'll fix that real quick. And then if I'm at a relatively low angle, the block isn't going to slide down the ramp. It's not going to break loose, and the reason why is there's a friction force opposing that direction of slipping. And that's a static friction force. So again, with any breakaway phenomena, what you do is you say the static friction force must be maxed out. It's just about to give up right at the breakaway. So I'm going to assume that static friction force is maxed out. That means we can use this formula. The static friction force is the static friction coefficient multiplied by the normal force. And now I can go ahead in my parallel analysis. I can go ahead and say that right at the breakaway angle, the force down the ramp is going to be equal to the maximum possible static friction force. And I'll just go ahead and put in the normal force while I'm at it. So I notice that the mass cancels out, it doesn't matter. And g cancels out, that doesn't matter. And if I divide by cosine, I end up with tangent theta equals mu s, which is 0.6. So theta is the angle whose tangent is 0.6, and I'll just get a number on that real quick. I just remembered my calculator is set in radians, so I got to fix that. And I get an angle of 30.96, so I'll call it 31.0. Oops. 31.0 degrees.